iOS Safari due to browser restrictions.
What's up, everybody? We are live. I am RMI, CEO, founder of NEWFANS. We have host Double R in the building. We have host Young Boss Crook in the building. And we have contest winner, the Kevo. What's up? What's up? How you doing, Kevo?
I'm doing good. Everything is good. Like one of the most important things for me is, giving thanks to the Most High for real, for real. So yeah, as long as we're able to breathe, we're able to, have simple conversations. Thank God. So yeah, I can't complain. How y'all doing?
Good, good. So tell us, how did you come up with your name?
Um, so so when I first started rapping, all of my friends, like, I didn't have the name at first, but like my friends, every time they're trying to like hack me up and stuff, they'd be like, Big Kevo, Big Kevo. I'm like, Big Kevo, that don't sound bad. But like at the time, I used to listen to the baby a lot. So I was like, how can I combine that with, like every time you're like, what's up, Big Kevo? And I'm like, okay. I like Big Kevo, but I also like how like the baby sounds. So I was like, okay, how about this? The Kevo, you feel me? And here we are today. And yeah, that's my artist name right now. So yeah, Kevo.
I
Dope,
could
dope,
dig.
dope. So tell me, how did you get started?
Originally, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was my senior year in high school, say 2019. Um, One of my friends used to rap, and you know how most people usually when you ask them, they'll tell you like, oh, I was inspired by this big artist, that big artist, and he was the reason I started rapping. But for me, like I always liked music, but I never like thought, oh, like let me make music. But it was one of my friends. He started rapping. No, he used to always rap, and then I used to like follow him into the studio and stuff. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know how sometimes we be like, there's a lot of people who are underground who would be like really up there if they had the recognition, if they had the platform. He's like really one of those people. Like, and I'd be trying to like push him, like, hey, bro, you gotta like drop this shit. Like, this shit hot. You feel me? You feel me? And every time you mix a song, I used to be like, yo, this shit is fire. And then like one day I was like, why not, man? Why not just start rapping too? So that kind of inspired me to start rapping. And the funny thing about it is he was a year younger than me. It's funny how shit works for real. But I started rapping. I'm not even gonna lie. When I first started, actually, it was not it. It was like when you look back at the my first couple of songs, it was you could see the progress. But here we are today. Um, but yeah, that's how I started rapping. Let's just say.
Dope, dope. Um, where do you buy your beats?
I usually go on YouTube and then like the here's like the process of my beat selection. I go on YouTube and depending on my mood for, I type, feel like I could make a song that's gonna go out there and has potential to be like you know out there, then I'll go on the creators page and I'll pay for the beat. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and then I'll pay for the beat. Yeah, so that's basically how I buy my the beats that I rap on. It's usually through YouTube. But at some point, I did have a manager that tried to. He has connections to like producers and stuff. So we tried to go that route as well. Have producers like make beats for me, but I really haven't had any beats that really like, oh wow, like this is it. So I usually just do my own, my own research. And I will tell you, it takes hours because I'm low key like kind of a perfectionist. It's a good and a bad thing, but like it could take me a lot of hours just listening to a bunch of beats. And there's some beats they're good, but then like sometimes you listen to a beat, you be like, this beat is too good. It's just like it'll just you can only do it justice by just listening to it and appreciating it for real, for real. And sometimes a beat is good, but you can't flow on it. You feel me? So it's just like a lot goes into like the selection of the beat for real, for real. But yeah, that's
I can relate to that. Spend hours on going through a producer's track list, trying to pick the right beats. Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle the business side?
the business side. I'm not gonna lie. Um, at first, when I started, I was just like only like just rapping for fun for it. Like obviously, still at this point, it's still I rap because I love music. I'm passionate about music, and so like beyond everything else, at the end of the day, I do this because I love music. But at first, I wasn't really worried about that, But then, like when people started actually like cranking my stuff and like, hey, the minute that I realized that people started asking me, hey, when you dropping the next song, I was like, oh, hold on. Oh, so yeah, fucking with it like that. Okay, I bet. So I'm like, so at that point, I had gotten the manager, and I was with that manager for say a year or two, and he was handling like all the business stuff. So like it was someone that was trustworthy to the point where like I didn't have to like worry much about the details. So he would just handle that, and I just focus on just rapping for real. And but we kind of fell out, with that manager, and I haven't had a new one since. But but yeah, that's how But I know like moving forward, I need to have like a team of hey, there's someone that handles the business side. There's someone that handles when it comes to like contracts and stuff. They handle that. There's someone that's gonna handle hey shows. That still counts as business and shit. So, like different aspects of like my career. So like the goal is in order to grow in music in my career to be in a point in a position where I could like have a team of people supporting me. But yeah, as of right now, I'm solo with it.
So, are you trying to hire people to be a part of your team, or do you want to like sign a contract with a manager or a label and be a part of their team?
I'm not gonna lie, I it's kind of it's I don't want to say I don't want to sign a deal because it's like based on conversations I've had with a lot of smart people, a lot of people who have been in the music industry for way longer than I have. There's more that goes into the deals that you sign than people are made aware of. Like you as an artist you coming in and they just give you like the surface level stuff. You don't really know like you know. So as far as that, I wouldn't say that I'm like crash out dummy or like I'm like an idiot. But I would say um, with contracts, if the opportunity came, it will have to be like a thing where I review everything and make sure that everything sounds like how it should, and so I'm not like signing anything that I don't know. You feel me? Like so, it's not just about like the money type, but now I'm not really thinking specifically like a record label. Like I'm thinking one of the big things I believe in is networking. Like going out there, going to shows, going to like events, music events, meeting new artists, meeting new producers, meeting new people. You know, connections like that. When you find that connection with someone that also shares the same passion, the same love for something as you do, it becomes easy. So like more so, I'm trying to like not. I wouldn't put it like recruit, but you know, find like people who are and who share the same vision as me, who share the same ideology as me when it comes to this. Someone who is like not just just doing it just because okay I'm his manager or something, but like hey, someone that knows that this is this person's dream, this is what he wants to do, and it matters to me as much as it matters to him. So that's what matters. And down the line, if like if I have the means to pay them, compensate them, why not? Like, of course.
You how do you handle the challenges of balancing everyday life and being an artist?
Okay. About that, right? So I'm also a student right now in college. I go to UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and I would say though that the balance between school, being an artist, having a job, because obviously you got to fund your going to the studio, the beats, um, going to like talent shows or something. Sometimes you got to pay. You feel me? Um, Having to balance all that is kind of hard. So like there are times where like I kind of like put music on the side and then focus solely on school because at the end of the day, um, yes, I do love music and this is like it's like a passion of mine. But like I'm not gonna. I feel like I said, I'll bring back the point about being a perfectionist. I feel like I don't want to release something that's not how it, it really needs to be. Like it's not to my standards. And I feel like when I'm in school doing the semester and I'm stressing about exams, it doesn't allow me to fully tap into the potential that I know I can tap into. So that being said, most of the songs that I do release, I record them in the summer break or winter break or in between like like holidays that I know hey during this short period of time I won't have to worry about so and so I won't have to worry about this homework that homework studying for this studying for that I'm able to freely express how I know I can express myself through my songs. So that's one way that I I handle it. You know, after I'm done with school though, which I'm graduating in May 2025. So I'm a goal of mine is funding my music career through my like the money that I make from start like when I start working with the degree that I'm currently pursuing. So from that point on, it's like this. But yeah, as of right now, there's like it's been like a couple months that since I released the song, but it's not that I haven't been writing. I always write. I always write, and I always have like a bunch of. Right now, I have like I would say 15 songs ready to record. I just haven't had the time to record them because like I said, I have to be in that whole mindset of okay, I'm fully focused on this, and I want to fully dedicate myself to it to make it sound perfect. Like um, so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I don't know if that answers your question.
I was gonna say, to backdoor you, just speaking from experience, I have a degree. I did the
Okay.
same. I did the same thing you're talking about, right? A few years ago. It can be done, and it is hard balancing school and your passion. And I feel like school can be your passion too. What you're pursuing in school can be a passion as well. Just speaking from experience, I took my whole closet down in my dorm room and turned it into a studio.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I used to skip class, and because I was so engulfed in we're recording my song, that I
Mm-hmm.
would skip class and my grades would suffer sometimes. So kudos to you, my brother. Continue chasing your degree. That's something that can't nobody take away from you.
Hmm. Appreciate you. I would say though that like when I first started, college, it was easy to, I was still recording and going to school. Like I was, it wasn't, as you go, as you progress through it, it gets harder, obviously. So I would say like my junior year, that's when like, my junior year, as in, like basically last year. That's when like the classes really started uh, like picking up like in terms of intensity. That's when I did try to keep on recording like consistently while going to school, but like that's when like I kind of it was kind of like fucking my mind a little bit, like because like at some point my grades started to that's when I was like, hey, yeah, I had to have like a hard conversation with myself, and I'm like, hey, I know that I love this, but at the end of the day, I'm so close. I'm already so close to finishing this, and I might as well just like at least have that. Like you said, a degree, something that nobody can take away from you. Like one of the most important possession that a man can have is what you have here. So like, like, um, so I had to like have a conversation with myself. I'm still gonna make music, but as of right now, I got to do this. But like I said, I still like write. I still write every other day. I write. I write, and then um, I have songs ready to record. I just haven't had the time to record it. If that makes sense.
Oh, no, it definitely makes sense. Yeah.
How would how would you define yourself as an artist?
I feel okay. I'm not. I feel like a lot of people when you ask them like if they I feel like a lot of people be capping. I'm not gonna cap you. I'm gonna be fully transparent with you. When I first started rapping, the guy that I told you inspired me, he was living that life. You feel me? He was in the streets. Like he wasn't deep in, but he was, like the stuff he was saying in the song, he could actually back it up. But because that was my inspiration and that was who made me start rapping, I was like, oh, how about I start rapping like he does. You feel me? Like so, I started talking about stuff that I'm not obviously I'm not in that life. So like I do know people in that life though. So I'm gonna talk about that later. But so when I first started, I used to rap that. You feel me? And like and it was until it wasn't until this um, one of my old coworker, like an OG coworker at the place I used to work at the time. Like he pulled me to the side. He was like, "Hey, this shit fire, but do you know what you're saying in the song? Like, are you ready to, if somebody comes up to you, hey, you said such and such in the song, can you like, you feel me? Like, what was that about? Like, are you ready to, stand on business and shit? Okay, this is what I said. Yeah, I said it. And then like that made me think a little bit. I'm like, oh shit. Like, from that moment on, I'm like, that's when like I detached myself from, because up to that point, I was like trying to like replicate what my my friend was doing. Like basically just almost similar bars, like almost like the same voice he used to have. He has a deep ass voice. Now I remember I used to make my voice like this. Yo yo yo. I used to like try to sound just like him. From that point, I was like, nah, man, this how do I make this about myself? So at that point, I feel like that's really when like I started getting better as an artist. Because from then on, I'm not gonna lie, I was moving away from the rap cat, right? You know, like I was trying to like talk about like I make a lot of sports references also. So if you listen to my songs, there's a lot of stuff that will go over your head if you're not like a sports fan for real. But I try to like you know just think of stuff that's gonna make people think when they listen to the song. You feel me? It don't gotta be like deep stuff, but like something that's gonna make you oh else. You know what I'm saying? But so from that point on, after I had that conversation, I started chilling on the trying to have a different image, like a gangster image, and I feel like I'm a like a lit type of like I make music that you could turn up to type shit. Like that's how I would describe myself up to the point that I'm about to talk about now. In 2022, I had and throughout high school, I had like two best friends. You know, we always walk around together. Like every time you see me, you see the other two. Every time you see them, you see me. Like it's always us three. And then like in 2022, one of them, like one of my best friends, yeah, passed away, and because he went, it was on his birthday. He was turning 21, and they was at the beach on Myrtle Beach, and some kid was drowning, and he tried to save him, and the current, was so strong that it took both of them. Now he saved the kid, but he passed away. He died. Um, at that point, I'm not gonna lie, that was like the first time that I had lost someone that was that close to me, and like it affected me so much. I'm not, and I even made a song that was dedicated just to him, like because that was the first time that I made a song that meant something, that actually meant something to me. It's called Lonely Yannick, if you want to listen to it. But that was the first time that I made a song that was meaningful, that actually like had a deep meaning, like that actually mattered to me. So from that moment on, I'm like I want my music to have a deeper, make people think more, you know. So the stuff that I'm about to record from now, from I have a lot of stuff, like I said, that's written, right? The stuff that's not out yet, that's not recorded yet. By the time it gets recorded, you will see that it will follow um, the idea that I was trying to present. I'm trying to present to you right now. It's a lot more thought driven, thoughts driven. I don't know, kind of thought driven. My fault. But a lot more, and like more, it will make you think more, like a lot deeper. You feel me? So I feel like that's the kind of artist I am right now. But I try not to like limit myself to just not to just one thing. Though I try to like switch it up whenever I feel like I'm making too much of one style, too much of like one genre. I try to like switch it up. Just like let's do something else today. So, um, but yeah, but yeah, stay tuned though, because I feel like what's about to come is like the best version of me.
I call that growth, my brother. That's what that is. That's growth. It got to happen at some point in time. It's a blessing and you're fortunate enough to have grown without, you know, taking a serious L.
Right. Appreciate it. Also, oh yeah, I would say also I do believe that music is better. Um, music is a language. Like it's a way of expressing yourself, and I feel like it is better understood and it is better delivered when you have more experiences in life to talk about. You have more stuff, so it's not so everything is not just surface level. So everything is not just like right there. Like if you don't. I was young. You feel me? Like if you listen to the music that I was making when I was young, haven't experienced nothing yet. From when I first started rapping, I ain't even had like my my, my first girlfriend yet. Feel me? Like actual relationship. That's another thing. You know, that was something else that also shaped like my thinking and stuff. You know, I went through a relationship. I got out of it. I learned what I needed to learn from it. Um, I feel like all those things like affect your growth as an artist. It affects like what type of music you make. You need experiences in life, like to have stuff to talk about. You can't just just wake up and just say the same bullshit every day. Excuse my language, but that's what I feel like. So whenever I feel like, oh damn, well, I'm taking too long. I got to get back in the studio and like drop some. People are asking. I'm like, nah, I don't have to rush it because like music, I feel like is not to be rushed. Like it's you gotta create that. Like that's an art. You feel me? Art takes time. So like you need experiences. So like I'm like so that I tell that to myself to remind myself, hey, just like let things flow how they're supposed to be, and obviously you go through life through ups and downs. You take L's, you take dubs, you feel me? You learn from it. You get experiences. You have more stuff to talk about. So that's another, thing that I wanted to add.
Quick question. Short answer. What are you going to school for? What is your degree?
Oh, chemical engineering.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I feel like if I was doing like, trust me, if I was doing like nah, I don't want to sound like I'm knocking down like other degrees and stuff. But I feel like chemical engineering is like one of those degrees where it's like you gotta, if you're not careful, it could fuck your mind up. And you also like I'm also the type of person I can't just just school. Like I'll go crazy. You feel me? Like, you gotta have that balance. Like so like, but yeah, I try my best to not Um, man, I'm almost done. So I just think of the finish line for real. But what I was trying to say was if I was doing like uh well, there's no dumb majors, but if I was doing like something like let's say I was doing like a art like a drawing major, man, I'll be recording still. I still be dropping like consistently. Like right now, like you get the idea that I'm trying to like get what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
exactly. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, certain things is more strenuous. Like it calls for more attention and more detail.
Yeah, especially something like chemical engineering.
Yeah, that's life or threat. You feel me? Life or death. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
well, getting back, like as far as getting back to the music, what if I was a fan, like from what I mean, a different walk of life?
mhm.
What would be the song you would you would refer to me to make me or try to make me to become a fan?
It's two songs. The
You
one
only
I
get one. Only get one though. Only get one.
okay, all right, okay, all right. I feel like I'm a little biased, but the song that I played, that I submitted for the context, I feel like it was, it's like my best song. So that's why, "Ha Ha Ha" by the Kevo. I feel like that's my best song till this day. That will not be for long though. When I record this new stuff that I'm talking about, but so far, like what's out there right now, I feel like "Ha Ha Ha" is my best song. Like if I'm trying to get like a new fan, I'm like, hey, check this out.
You
Like
got
I'm,
new fans now.
like another thing is, like not everyone's gonna like your music. You feel me? Not everyone's gonna like everything that you put out. But like, if to answer your question, if there's a song out there where I'm like, I could be like extremely confident that I could, get a new fan from, it will be that song.
Yeah, that's basically what the question is because like you said, it's not no real. Even if you be platinum record, somebody's not gonna like it. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's like it's not a guarantee that the fan you're gonna get a fan. But I'm saying
Right.
the song that you most confident in. You know what I mean? That you feel the most passionate about. if you feel like you're gonna turn more heads than you get turnaways.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So, how did you hear about new fans, and like what prompted you to submit to the contest?
um. I always like on my Instagram. I think that she reached out to me, but then like a bunch of people always like reach out and they're like, hey, uh, do this, like some like participate in this, submit. But then there's always a catch. They try to make you pay and stuff. So usually, like I have a lot of messages, like a bunch of messages, and I have like a separate account for my, my personal page for Instagram, and I have like my music page. On my music page, I get a lot of spams. I get a lot of producers trying to like uh, get themselves out there. I have a lot of artists trying to like like DM me. I have a lot of platforms like this trying to get me to participate stuff. But the thing that stood out with this one was like it was like a well formatted like invitation. Hey, this, and you don't have to pay anything. All you got to do is just submit your song and like participate. It's funny how it happened because usually like I have so many spams, like I said, that it doesn't come in like the main um what's it called?
Thread, thread.
Yeah, so I would have to like go in like another section, the spam section or whatever, where they ask when Instagram asks you, do you want to approve this message, whatever. And it just happened that I went there that day and I seen that I was like, yo, this must be a sign. So I said, okay, I'll submit it. I'll do it. I wasn't expecting to win. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, when the thing started, like I heard so many like other great artists, and I was like, so, I was happy for the experience, but I wasn't like I'm gonna win for sure. Because there was other like a lot of great artists in that contest as well. Shout out to them. So so when I heard that I was the winner, I was like, oh wow, like that really like that made my day. Like I'm not gonna lie. I even like screen recorded like everything and I sent it to all my friends and all my man and stuff. I sent it in the group chat and stuff, and it was that made me happy.
Glad to be a part of your success, my brother.
You earned it. You
Yeah,
definitely earned
yeah.
it.
I was gonna say, yeah, like that's what we here for. Like, you know, to uplift and put people in a position, or artists in a position where they feel appreciated, their music is heard, and they get actual feedback that's worth something. So that's good to hear because that confirms that we doing something right. Uh,
So keep at it, man.
yeah. I was gonna ask, damn, what was I gonna ask? Slip my brain. Uh, where do you draw? I know you talked about like life experience, and you touched on the fact that like you take your time and you let things go roll and be as they are, right? So right now, where would you say you draw inspiration from to write your music? If say you are busy, as busy as you are, where do you draw inspiration from to write songs and continue to pursue uh, your dream and your passions?
Okay, so without spoiling what I have coming up, there's sometimes it really depends on. I have like this weird concept, man. Like I'm gonna tell you, when I write, like sometimes I would take the phone right and I'll be like, okay, let me find the beat. Right, I'll go and I'll find the beat. I'll go in my notes, start writing, but then I'll write like one or two lines, and then like the minute I start to have to think, like to force my brain to think of lines, I stop. I'm like, no, it has to be like natural, but everything is just flowing. So like I would stop. I would stop writing. I'll come back to it, and like I could come back. I could start writing a song today. Come back to it 2 months later. and like finish it like 5 months later. Like it's weird. But in between that time that I'm doing that, I'm writing other songs with the same process sometimes. Sometimes it could take a day. Sometimes it could take 30 minutes. But I have this thing now where like if it's not just flowing, if I'm not in a state of mind where the ideas are just coming, then I'm not gonna do it. And usually it's weird. It'd be like at times when I'm done doing everything I'm doing, like all the homework I gotta do, all the everything that I gotta study for is done, and then it's time to go to sleep, and I can't sleep. I'm in the dark, and I'm like I pick up my phone, and then I go and I listen to the song, and for some reason it never fails. I just start writing, and it just the ideas just come. I don't know where to answer your question. I don't know where you would say that that's like inspiration from, but the dark, nope, no, but like it's weird, man. But yeah, like usually the best stuff that I've written is like in the dark at nighttime when I can't sleep. Um, that's like how it's been for me. Also, sometimes I think about one of the reason I say without giving spoilers of what I have coming up is one of the songs that I have written, ready to record. I was like, TMI, but I was sitting on the toilet and like I picked up my phone and I was listening to the song and then like I was thinking about it and I was thinking about like my man that passed away. It was very random. It was like years after. It was very random, but it just so happened to me, like what I was thinking of at the time. And then like it made me emotional and I started writing and I was thinking, but then I started thinking about life. I started thinking I'm a Christian, so like I believe in I'm big on I'm not necessarily like the I don't tell people that hey you have to go to church. Nah, it's not. I feel like the most important part is that personal relationship you got with God. You feel me? Like that's what I value the most. For me. It's not necessarily you have to go to church. That's church is not what saves you, but like I also came to a point where I didn't want my religion to just be like, oh, I'm doing this because my parents were doing because when I was born a Christian, my parents were Christian. So like it came to a point where like I would question myself. I'd be like, yo, like how do I really know that you feel me like this shit exists? How do I really know that God exists? How do I really know that, you know, we're not just living? What's the purpose of life? What's the um, why do people die? Why do people suffer and stuff? Like basically stuff that as a Christian, if you told another Christian, be like, yo, what you saying, bro? Like, but I feel like that didn't stop me from um, having a relationship with God because I feel like you have to like don't just be a robot. You have to have that own like own experience. Understanding why you choose to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Like it's not just don't be a sheep and just do it. So I feel like yes, it's okay to question yourself. Yes, it's okay to question God. Hell, ask God questions. Like just have conversations with God for like how do I know you really exist, God? You feel me? Like you gotta have that person who's don't just let somebody tell you, hey, this is what it is and this is what it ain't. No. I want like I feel like people need to have like their own experience. That's like that experience thing, that's like a conversation for a whole nother time. That's like a whole different thing. But but like that one day, yeah, I was thinking about my man's and I was emotional and then like I started thinking about God and life and why people why we suffer. Like, is this real? Like, is heaven real? Is hell real? Like, where my man's is at right now? Like, I was thinking about that. Stuff that like you don't think about on the regular, and that's I wrote a song on that. So that I feel like is if not the best so far, one of the best songs that I'm gonna come up with because of it's gonna make you think. It's gonna make you think, which was the idea behind why I wrote it. But yeah, that's. I feel like I'm like whenever you ask a question, I drag it a little bit. But that's but yeah,
Hey,
that's it.
that's what we're here for. We're here to get to know you and you know get your name out there and let people hear the actual person you are, because people don't necessarily fall in love with your music, they fall in love with the person you are.
Mhm.
And so uh
Facts.
yeah, so you gotta be open enough to speak as much as you are speaking. That's why we're not interrupting you. um
Appreciate you for that.
yeah. Uh I know you said you don't really know where your inspiration comes from, but I think I figured it out. It's your spirit, man. It is God. It's the Most High. Um, uh, you're doing something uh with your degree. You're training your left side of your brain, and
Mhm.
with your music, you're working on the right side. So you doing both. I understand what that feels like. You got to do something to relax and decompress all of that knowledge that you take in. So now
Mhm.
you have to spit something back out creatively. And I know, again, speaking from experience, I know exactly what that feels like. So if anybody ever asks you where your inspiration comes from, you
Mhm.
know where it comes from because you just spent about 2 minutes talking about the Most High. So that's clear to me. Um, I was gonna ask, like, would you be open to uh like a music business mentor or advisor?
Yeah, yeah. Um, like I said, like what's valuable to me is to know that um, whoever like I'm involved with in music, like anything that has to do with music, like if you're gonna be involved in it, I want to know that you like actually care as much as I do about the about
Right.
music. That's
For
the
sure.
most important. Like I want to know that you're as dedicated to my career as I am to it. So that's and so far like that's the vibe I get. Like from you guys, yeah. And also about your previous what you just said previously, like that. I'm not gonna lie, that's like a well put together answer. Like the way you just explained it, you just gave me an answer to that. If somebody asks me what's my inspiration, I'm like, that's you just give me an answer, man. Thank you. I'm not gonna be like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I mean,
just
you gave him the answer. He just gave you back what he heard.
exactly.
Appreciate
Uh, when you really love something, like you love God or you love music, and that's all you can talk about, that's your inspiration. um and that's where I'm pulling all that information from. uh RMI, I feel a lot better. That's why I'm talking so much. Because I took some medicine. But I just wanted to get into this because he got me thinking. uh
you.
so what, I forgot my question. Unless RMI, you got a question, or Double, you got a question. Let me think for a second because I was trying to figure
Nah,
out what.
I think I'm done with the questions. I think I'm good on my end.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
I was gonna say the reason I asked about the music advice thing is because that's why we here, right? Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be 100. It sounds like you might not, you may be a little bit ignorant to a few of the things that come with that business side, and I feel like you're in the right room right now to be able to get a lot of answers to the questions you may have. To
Mhm.
where when you go looking for these people to put on your team, you can
Mhm.
have valuable conversations where you can understand the jargon, you can understand what's going on, y'all can talk back and forth, and you can
Mhm.
tell right off the bat whether that person is for you or not. Or you can
Right.
tell right off the bat whether that person is going to be of assistance to you, or they just bullshitting and wasting your time. So,
Yeah.
like I said, man, just reach out to us if you got any questions. I'm more than willing to have a conversation with you outside of this interview
Okay.
to see where your headspace is at, because I would love to. to give you a few nuggets, man, to help you in your journey. Not necessarily like take over and tell you what to do, but
Mm.
it there are a few things that I can tell you, and a few nuggets I can tell you and give you to make things a little bit easier for you.
Right.
Uh, I'm a little bit older than you are. I've been there, done that. I know what it feels like in your position. And if you truly are passionate about doing music, um, you know, it's a because you are the age you are. I would love to give you some of the information that I have, so you can take advantage of that at at a younger age and not make the mistakes that I've made.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I was gonna say something too. I
We
forgot
can't hear
something.
you, Arma.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So where do you see your career in 3 years?
Oh, in 3 years. Oh yeah, that's like I specifically don't know, but I would tell you that in 3 years, like it would be. I feel like the little hand movement I made before. Like I feel like I would take off from then. Like by then, like I feel like I would have. Sometimes I feel not to sound arrogant, like sometimes I feel like I don't have the appropriate like amount of people who know about me as of right now, and that's okay. You can grow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in 3 years, it's definitely gonna be 100 times more than it is right now. That's um, I'm not just saying that because sometimes people tell you like, hey, positive thinking, wishful thinking, be positive, speak into it, this but not. But I'm saying it because I actually believe in what I'm saying right now. But specifically where, don't know, because like I said, I just trust in God, and that He's going to take me where I need to be taken, you know. But people will know the name, the Kevo. That's for sure. I'll tell you in 3 years.
I'm about to say, set goals, set
Huh?
goals, set goals.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Go. So I teach. I'm a teacher, and one thing about teaching is, to effectively teach, you got to know what the end goal is. You don't teach like you don't start with unit one and try to teach unit one to go to unit two. No, you go to the end of what they're supposed to know, right?
Oh,
And
mhm,
then you work your way back, creating a lesson that encompasses all the content that they need to know. So, with that being said, you need to set a goal. I don't care if it's write a song every 2 days, or write a new song every month, or record one song a month, or whatever it may be, right? And
mhm,
then start out with your small goals, your near future goals, and
mhm,
then that way you can develop an idea of what you want to do by 3 years or a year or 2 years, right?
mhm,
Because I firmly believe that if you don't know where you want to go,
mhm.
you're going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Okay, you
Yeah.
you can end up anywhere, but you gotta know that your heading is like being on a boat. You can't just get on the boat and be like, I'm about to just you know go this way, right? Because
Yeah.
the waves are gonna carry you any
Mhm.
direction, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta have a heading. You gotta know where you want to go, and if you figure that out, take some time, sit down, write down your goals, write them down, and I mean really write them down, because that's the only way you're gonna manifest. You got to put them on some paper and write them down, and then start developing a plan to attack each step or each goal to get you to where you want to be. Um, and plan for delays, plan for problems, plan for disappointment, plan for all that. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
because it's gonna happen. So
Right.
just make sure that you have an idea where you want to go, because
Mhm.
you don't want to you don't want to start off chasing something and not know where it ends up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I'll just say that because you know I don't want you to say I don't know anymore.
Okay.
I don't want you to say that no more. Like you gotta have be firm. But if you believe in yourself, then make sure your dream, your end goal is exactly specific what you want it to be. You know this. You're a Christian, right? So
Mhm.
you can't just pray and ask for vague stuff. You got
Yeah.
to be specific, right? You got to
Mhm.
know what you want. Otherwise, you end up with, all kinds of crazy. So,
Right.
yeah, set goals and start knocking those things out.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's really good advice, young boss Crook. I really appreciate you saying that. Um, Kevo, you're on the NewFans app. What's your honest feedback on the app so far?
Um, I'm not gonna lie. I was when I first got on it, I was kind of like confused how to how to use it. So then I wanted. I'm not gonna capture. I'm not gonna lie. But, I wanted to reach out and ask for some questions, more questions, but I haven't had the time to. And since then, I haven't gone back on it. But now that you bring it back up, like I would the next few days, I'll really take my time to get back on there. And I already have your contact on Instagram, so like if I have any questions specifically, I'll ask you there. But yeah, I don't want to just sit here and just lie to you. Yeah, I haven't really. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the honest feedback. Definitely reach out to me, ask those questions. Be free. You feel free to ask me now, if you want to. But um, yeah, I definitely need that feedback.
I was gonna say
For sure.
I was the experiment, so you can ask me too. So
Okay. Yeah, I need.
me and RMI definitely linked up, and we talked a lot about my experience and what I was having issues with, and all kinds of different stuff. So, navigating the app, doing certain things, I'm very proficient in certain things, especially technology. That's actually what I teach. So,
Okay.
just hit either one of us up, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's your, I need to get your you and double R's,
I, I think
Instagrams as well.
I think I just followed you on Insta, if I'm not mistaken. So let me see. Let me make sure that's who I follow. Let me see. Uh, is your Instagram the Kevo and it's like a whole bunch of O's?
Yeah.
It's you, right?
Yeah. I followed you back. Yeah, that's me.
All right.
I just
All right.
followed you.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel a lot of positive energy coming from you, and it's just something telling me to have a deeper conversation with you. So, whenever you got some time,
Mhm.
hit me up anytime after 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, um,
Okay.
and we can have a little talk, and I can give you some game. Maybe make some mega collab or whatever we can do. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Um, yeah, I'm definitely I'm feeling a lot of energy coming from you, and it's definitely positive and something that I'm interested in investing my time and whatever I have to offer to
Mhm.
you. So
I appreciate you.
no problem.
Appreciate, everyone here as well.
For sure.
Cool, cool. Young boss Cook, you have any further questions?
Uh, my only other question would be, uh, whenever you have struggle or a mental block,
Hmm.
creatively, what do you do to get back in the right space to continue to create.
Yeah, but that, good question. I'm not gonna lie, that happens a lot. That happens like I have writer's block like a lot of times, and usually now that you mention it, I never really thought of a specific solution to it. But now I'm like, there's a pattern. Every time that I have writer's block, and then I stop, I'll just I'll keep trying, and then I'll realize like I'm just going through like like a little phase where the ideas are not really like flowing how they I feel how they should. Usually the pattern is I get back to writing when like after listening to more music. Like I listen to um I'll find myself, just listen to music, and then some day like sometimes I have YouTube music. It's weird. I'm the only one that I don't know anyone else that pays for this stuff. But usually like I'll let songs play, and then like it will just play like whatever comes on. And sometimes it starts playing like a lot of underground stuff, and I'll listen. I'm like, hey, this is kind of fire, and I'm like, yo, man, like what am I doing? Let me get back in it. As soon as I get back, somehow I can write again. Somehow like I could be creative again. But I feel like me just listening to more music. I guess that's what's been working. But like I said, when that does happen, I don't try to like force it anymore. I just let it let it come back to me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and to add on to your answer, I challenge you to do some. It's a particular task that I do sometimes when I have writer's block. So what I'll do is I'll get all my beats that I have that I know that I won't pay somebody else for. Uh, and I'll go through them, and instead of trying to write a whole verse,
Mm-hmm.
I'll write hooks, and as soon as I'm done with the hook, I'll move on to the next song and write a hook, and then move on to the next beat and write another hook. That way, when I go back to those songs, they already have a concept, and it gives me
Mm-hmm.
a bit more time to think about what I want to say and the cadence that I want to say it in, things like that. So
Right.
yeah, I challenge you to uh, do like writing prompts.
Okay.
Um, uh, I know you know what that is. So do writing prompts. Find writing prompts. Find things to write about, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be a song. Um, just read, do things that uh, a a writer would do, because it'll increase your vocabulary, it increases
Right.
your train of thought, and it'll allow you to get up out of the blockage, and then also find a similar passion to music or a passion in music that you like, other than the actual recording and writing part.
Yeah,
Learn.
I would
Go
say
ahead.
freestyle. I freestyle a lot. Like it don't necessarily have to be like for the track, but like what I grew up off on was like all of us would get together and we'll play a beat, and we'll just keep playing beats, and we all just keep freestyling and freestyle. And I think that's like eventually that's how you become like so like limitless with your cadences and your flows, and you free. You become free. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have no attachment. So it's like I feel like if you just put on a beat, you get writer's block. You just keep putting on beats and playing with them, like you said, like just I'm saying, trying stuff. I'm saying? You might not like it, but it's gonna be one song that really hit, and you be like, damn, this the one right here. Like without even like knowing that you're doing it, because it's gonna become a part of you. It's gonna become like brushing your teeth and second nature. So you're gonna be freestyling, not even knowing that. Damn, I didn't came up with something I didn't even realize. I ain't even thinking about the writer's block no more. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
more you keep pushing through, the more you keep going. You know what I'm saying? So like, just keep trying to exercise your brain, like you said.
I agree. I agree. That's a big part of this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you want to, if you want people to know your name and all that, I can promise you, there's going to be a time where you go on the internet then you're going to have to freestyle.
Right.
I'm telling you, off top, it's going to happen. If you're really serious about, your career, your music career, you're going to encounter a time where somebody is going to pretty much put you on the spot. So
But it's cheat codes. It's cheat codes to that though. It's cheat codes to
yeah,
that. A lot of people
yeah,
don't know cheat codes to that. I feel like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong.
Remembering your bars and stuff.
Everybody not good freestylers. Even if you freestyle all the time, you're not good freestyler. Some people don't want to mess up their image. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to handle that, if you know you're not really a freestyler and you gonna deal with nervous, write write some verses, memorize them. Don't spit them. Don't.
Free verses,
You
as
get what
they
I'm
call
saying?
it.
Don't put them nowhere.
Yeah.
Just put your toughest bars in there like it's a cipher. You get what I'm saying? And then when you get in there, just use that, and you can stop whenever you want. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
E-
People
e-
don't think about it like that, but you can do it that
e-
way.
Exactly. Any song you've ever written to that's an industry beat. Like I know I used to do that. I still do it sometimes, where I'll write a song to a beat that I know it's a song to already on the radio or
I got a
something.
tape coming. I got a tape coming
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Whole bunch
And
of
then and basically that song will never ever be dropped. But I know that verse in the back of my head. I have songs like that in my mind right now.
I'm not gonna lie though. One time I did try that, and like they caught on to it. It wasn't like an interview or nothing. It was like I was out with friends and stuff, and like one of my men was like, "Nah, man, that's just sounding. It's flowing a little too. You know what I'm saying? That's a song. That you wrote that shit." I'm like, you got me, man. Like, nah. I did try that one time.
But it's the energy though. I know Double can attest to this. Like when you freestyling, right?
Hmm.
I know me personally, I don't like freestyling. I can't do it by myself. I feel stupid, right? I feel like why am I rapping for no reason, right?
Hmm.
But when I get around a lot of people and they like, hey, you want freestyle? It come out of nowhere. And what I found about myself is I pull from the room. I shine brightest in a room full of people.
Right.
Um, and I start pulling things that I noticed from the room. I start talking about things
mm,
that I noticed. I start talking about things that are relevant to what's going on in the country, in
Mhm.
in pop culture,
Yes.
and different things, right? So like I said, man, writing music and creating music is not just an art. It's a whole skill. It's a skill. It's something you gotta practice. It's something
it's
you
a
gotta.
demeanor.
Yeah,
It's a
you know what I'm
demeanor. It's
saying.
a swag. It's a swag
Yeah,
because it's like
I was gonna say earlier because I know you in school for chemical engineering, right?
Mhm.
Side note to the writer's block part, but the same energy that you have doing research for chemical engineering is the
Mhm.
same energy you should have for doing research for the music business. You should get in, learn to love the music business side of making music because if you don't, anybody that you come across is a potentially somebody to take advantage that don't know enough. So make sure you study and show thyself approved. Okay, you know,
Mhm.
like for real.
Yeah. I would like to say that, like, what like the most important, like the most important advice I took from you is like basically be intentional about things, like not just like I feel like so far like I do some of the things you say, but without like being intentionally aware that I'm doing it. So like from now, I'm gonna intentionally do writing prompts,
yeah,
intentionally set specific goals, intentionally have like uh, lines of freestyles, stuff to help me in case that like I'm in a situation where I need to freestyle and you know basically just being intentional about things is what I feel like is like what I'm getting from this.
I was
Yeah,
about
because
to
it's
say,
a purpose. It's a purpose to everything. It's like it's a reason why you eat. It's a reason why we use the bathroom. It's a reason why we need to sleep. It's a purpose to everything. So it's like as an artist, like it's an art. Of course, we want to create. It's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? But the money is a part of it. Money is a part of the system. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's a part of the business. You know what I'm saying? It's a part
Mhm.
of you getting money for what you created. Like it don't matter how dope a person think they are and whatever they do, you still have to show it. You get what I'm saying? Like you know it's inside of you, but you gotta show people that. You know what I mean? You gotta put out that product. You get what I'm saying? You gotta
Right,
put out that whatever that is. You get what I mean? So you gotta have a starting point and an ending point. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because like if you just like you said, if you just out here, if you was building my house, you wouldn't be able to build it because you ain't got no foundation. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? It's like you gonna start with the roof first. Like well, damn, everything gonna fuck up.
yeah,
Like so it's like you definitely just have to be like you said intentional. You know what I mean? And just be more like more like you're already creative, but be more creative within you. Like you get what I'm saying? Like if that makes sense. Like
No, it
just
makes
be
sense.
more free to try different things that you might be hesitant to try within yourself, but you always wanted to do as an artist. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no limitation. Just try.
yeah. I was gonna also say, I know you busy. I know you trying to get that degree, but one thing I found that's very helpful for a person that's really busy and trying to do music, you have to account for every minute of your day, and by that I mean if you're at class, then you give your full attention to class.
Hmm.
Then when you go to work, you give your full attention to work. But once you're off and you don't have shit to do and you studying, whatever, and once you're done studying and you got that extra time to give, of course you got to eat, shit, shower, and shave. But uh, I guarantee you there are some minutes in your day that you're not accounting for, that you have time to dedicate to either recording one of them songs that you're talking about,
Hmm.
or writing a new song, or uh beat jacking, whatever looking for beats, or networking, or marketing your music. um don't think that don't think that you have time to catch up, because you don't. There's time is something we don't get back. So
Hmm.
when I say account for every minute, there's something you can do to further your progress at any point in time of the day. And you got to make sure that you put forth your best effort, uh, and your best try. I used to tell people when I was living in California and working two jobs and doing music, going to shows, taking care of my kids, doing all the stuff that I was supposed to do as a man, on top of the stuff that I wanted to do for my passion. I used to tell people all the time when they used to ask me, I used to tell them like I work two jobs. I work overnight and I work in a day job too. And they were like, "Damn, how are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Because I rather be tired than broke, and I rather be tired and chase or manifest my dreams than have die and be regretful. You know, I rather say I tried to do it and I didn't necessarily get where I wanted to go than never had tried or let time slip through my fingers and be like, man, I wish I had done that, or I wish I had done that. So don't sell yourself short when it comes to your time and your mind. You can do a lot more than you think you can with one day. Now, with that being said, I ain't got nothing else to say.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
We
Can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you. Uh,
Double R, Young Bus Cook. Do you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, sure. I'll do the honors. So,
looking at.
hey yo, chill. We ain't backstage yet. Um, we gonna bring we got another good new fans artist talk interview. Kev You know what I'm saying? It's definitely been an honor, bro. You definitely had us on here for a while. Like I don't think this might be our longest interview. You had us all in, you know what I mean, engaged. We appreciate you. Take your time out, bro, and even blessing us to even hear your music. We appreciate everybody else that tapped in. You know what I'm saying? New fans, we out.
Yeah.